Good evening, fire signs. This is Kiki's doorway. We're going to step into the doorway and into the portal of our past lives, of fire signs' past lives. So, all the fire signs out there, all the Aries, all the Leos, all the Sagittarius, we're going to tap into your past life to see what their past lives would like to tell you. So, we're going to start off with Aries. So, God, Goddess, Mother, Father, show Aries what must he know or she know. Ooh, okay. They popping out for Aries. Okay. Wow, okay. Okay. First card for Aries is medicine man or woman. When I look at this card, I look at someone that was a shaman once. So Aries, you were once a shaman. You was the community healer. You was the goal seeker, the person that knew exactly how to heal a wound, how to heal a broken heart, how to merge families together through medicine, through food, through the arts. Let's see what the book says for Aries. So Aries, medicine man or woman. For your past life, this card reveals that in your past lifetime, you were a healer. You brought this knowledge forward, and it is now embedded within your unconscious. This is why you have an instinctive knowledge of healing, as well as a natural healing gift. You drew this card to help you gain confidence as a healer. Perhaps you are considering taking classes or entering a healing profession. This card indicates that you have a soul Aries, that is connected to this topic. While there's a never while there's a never ending guarantee of absolute success, you have a passion and a calling for healing that could form the basis for a successful practice. So, Aries, you are the child. You are the person that conquers and explores. For mid-May 2018, your past life is asking you to tap into that healing arts of yourself, whether it be through medicine, through cooking, through sewing, um, through baking, anything that requires your hands and expertise. Experiment with that mid to for mid-May, April of 2018. Practice the healing arts, whatever healing arts resonates with you. See how far it can take you. And if you're unaware, ask your family or friends, what skills do they know that you have that is a healer? Whether it be, do you heal through massaging people? Are you a massage therapist in the making? Are you a cook? Maybe you will be the next holistic chef in the making. Are you a designer? You might find a new hemp or other materials that can help the environment and dress human beings. So tap into that shamanic art. Tap into that medicine man and medicine woman in you. Find out through your family and friends what healing properties do you have, and demonstrate that and practice that with your friends and family for 5 to 10 minutes a day. That will get you closer to who you are spiritually and the abundance that you are seeking. Hey, if you like to invent things, this would be the perfect time to find courses or workshops to help you feel confident in what you know. Okay, Aries, the next one, I'm telling you, I think you would really like these 3 cards for your past life information. Your next card, Aries, is Native American. So at one point you was a Native American, which makes sense since you did have the medicine man or woman. So you had to have been, uh, well, one of the things you probably were was a shaman. You probably was the community cook. You probably was the community clothing. Like, you got to remember, this is at a civilization when everything that we know was just being made. If we didn't have these Native Americans or other cultures of people that were fascinating in healing our bodies, then we wouldn't have clothes. We would have still been with our body hair covering ourselves with leaves or something. So if we didn't have people like you, Aries, to tap into that healing aspect through its physical expression, we wouldn't have cooks, we wouldn't have doctors, we wouldn't have dentists, we wouldn't have designers, we wouldn't have um, massage therapy, we wouldn't have acupuncture, we wouldn't even have a thing called holistic uh, practice. So definitely find out, definitely tap into that Native American side of yourself, and we're going to read about that in the book right now. Native American. This card, Aries, signifies that you had an important past life as a Native American, which is connected to your current journey in this life. If you've been drawn to Native American artifacts, cultures, and spirituality, this is because they are familiar to your soul. Aries, studying Native American teachings can help you awaken ancient memories and knowledge that you already have stored within you. This card can also signify indigenous cultures from other countries as well. Perhaps you have some hidden anger or pain because of a battle or loss during your time as an indigenous person. Yes, the Trail of Tears, being moved from your home to a location that is not your own. Looking at your spirituality as barbaric would leave anybody's past life regression in this current life still hurting. So let's see what else it says. As with other past life traumas, a session with a qualified regressionist can help you heal this old energy. And this way, you can retain the lessons and love from the lifetime and release painful blocks. One way you can release your past life as a Native American, whether you was a shamanic, whether you was a cook, a designer, a blacksmith, a farmer, anything that healed the body, mind, and soul. This would be the perfect time to reconnect with that. I feel if you reconnect with that physically, will help you to let go of that hurt and see why maybe those battles needed to be done. Like you, I did not like what happened to Native Americans or any indigenous people that are pushed or seen as barbaric. You notice the funny thing about that, though, that you were the first tribe of people to help us better understand our culture, to better understand civilization, to better understand spirituality. In fact, we're actually going back, Aries, to those time periods. If you notice, people are getting into tarot reading, people are getting into holistic healing, people are getting into cooking and learning natural ways to rebuild our civilization. If you have any natural abilities to invent, to remake, to build physically, this is the time to actually do it. The more you physically do the things that are Native American like, or what you would think as a beginning civilization, what do you think would be what people would need? Express that through the arts this month for mid-May. Your last card, biblical. See, you're also in this one, Aries, you're using your hands. You're forging your ego with your not self, with your empathetic self, with your, yes, your ego knows that it can make something. It knows it can help people. It knows that their work is greatly appreciative. But having that empathy to see and feel how the creations that you make really do help people, really do make people feel safe. If we didn't have you, Aries, in the healing arts, would we have buildings? Would we have spirituality? Would we even have the ability to even think of the term Ra as a sun god? These are all biblical. These are all illustration of ourselves. And if you're not a biblical person, what if you're a spiritual person? A spiritual person would know that all religions have some essence of the same goal, of understanding man, of unraveling, revealing the makeup of man. So let's see what it says in the past life for Aries. Biblical. When you read about Jesus, Moses, or other biblical figures, you know that there's more to the story because you were there. Either you were a follower of Jesus or Moses, or you lived in the Holy Land. You may have also have lived or had lives alongside other famous biblical figures. As a result, traditional religious interpretations of the Bible stories don't ring true to you. You know in your heart and soul what really happened. As such, you tend to follow your own religious and spiritual path. If you witness the crucifixion, you may have emotional scarring stemming from the heartbreak and horror that followed your beloved teacher's death. These reactions may have caused you to shut down your spiritual sight, clairvoyance, and other gifts. To reconnect with your God-given abilities, pray for help from the biblical figures to whom you feel most connected to. You'll learn that they have forgiven all transgressions and have moved on with the spiritual lives, and they'll help you do the same. So, if Jesus is not one that you resonate with, maybe Moses, maybe Muhammad, maybe Buddha, maybe Confucius, maybe Shiva, maybe Kalima, maybe any deity that you connect with. And it doesn't have to just be Christianity, because the Bible is also Quran. The Bible is also Kabbalah. The Bible is also Buddha. The Bible is different levels of spirituality. For mid-May, Aries, find a spiritual practice that fits for you. You can find them through the arts. If you're a cook, find the spiritual practice of why cooks were birthed, why we did need cooks. If we didn't have cooks, we'd have been dead. Do you know, if we didn't know what to mix together, in order for you to be a cook, you had to know alchemy, you had to know math, you had to know how to mix things together and observe and taste and know when it's good and when it's bad, and knowing if it's bad, that it won't harm you when you taste it. These are things that you can actually research. So for mid-May, find a spiritual practice that connects to your natural abilities, whether that be cooking, whether that be sewing, whether that be architect, building, whether that be feng shui, whether that be anything that requires your hands. Find out occupations that require you to practice with your hands. Soon I'll be learning Reiki in June. I've always been fascinated with Reiki. It has helped definitely people with that has gone through chemotherapy. So definitely research that. Research spiritual practices that are spiritual occupations that require you to use your hands. So we meet again, Aries. This is Kiki's Doorway. Meet you on the other side.